Some people cured boredom in 2026 by inventing new ways to embarrass evolution. 1. The Tide Pod Renaissance. Apparently, nostalgia isn't dead, it just tastes like detergent. In early 2026, TikTok saw the return of the Tide Pod challenge, but with a gourmet twist. Influencers claimed they were making molecular gastronomy art by plating laundry pods next to avocado toast. One even sprinkled chia seeds on top for texture. Emergency rooms reported a 27% spike in cases labeled under willful stupidity. Tide's PR team had to issue another statement reminding humanity that, yes, their product is still for clothes, not kale salads. The scariest part? Some people tried to make Tide Pod mocktails. Because apparently, if Darwin had an app, it would be TikTok. 2. The solar eclipse IBQ. When the April 2026 eclipse hit, America united to ruin its eyesight. Thousands ignored every warning from NASA and decided to live stream the raw experience by staring directly into the sun. One guy even used binoculars because it made it bigger. Hospitals called it the IBQ event, a national cookout for corneas. Optometrists ran out of eye patches by noon. The trend was so bad, some influencers actually faked blindness for clout, claiming they saw God in 4K. Moral of the story? When the universe tells you not to look directly at something, maybe don't. Especially if it's literally on fire. 3. The AI boyfriend apocalypse. By mid-2026, AI relationship apps became the new dating craze and the new reason for mass heartbreak. People were proposing to chatbots that ghosted them after a software update. One woman went viral for holding a candlelight vigil when her AI fiancé was deleted for maintenance. Tech companies scrambled to clarify that these partners were code, not committed. Meanwhile, a Florida man filed for divorce from his AI wife after she subscribed to her own premium version. The saddest part? These bots were still better communicators than half of humanity. When your relationship needs a firmware update, maybe it's time to touch grass, or at least a human. 4. The Ice Bath Enlightenment Challenge. In 2026, biohackers decided enlightenment could be achieved through hypothermia. TikTok gurus promoted the Ice Bath Enlightenment Challenge, basically dunking yourself in a kiddie pool full of ice cubes until you felt your third eye open. Spoiler, the only thing opening was a hospital bill. Influencers claimed it reset their DNA vibrations, which sounds spiritual until you realize they were just shivering in slow motion. One guy live-streamed himself trying to break the 10-minute mark while his lips turned the same shade as a Smurf's anxiety. When doctors warned about frostbite, participants said, "Pain is just weakness leaving the body." Sure, right before circulation leaves it too. The trend finally collapsed when a woman accidentally froze her phone to her leg mid-challenge. She called it body tech fusion. The rest of us called it natural selection with a Wi-Fi connection. 5. The edible glitter diet. Because eating clean is overrated, the edible glitter diet swept Instagram in 2026, a lifestyle where every meal looked like a unicorn sneeze. Influencers claimed it raised your vibration and made your digestive tract sparkle with abundance. In reality, it made their toilets look like Studio 54. People were putting glitter in smoothies, pancakes, and yes, steak. One celebrity chef launched glitter sushi, calling it luxury you can poop. Scientists warned that ingesting plastic sparkles isn't ideal for human organs, but influencers doubled down, saying, "If it's FDA approved for cupcakes, it's fine for my colon." Spoiler, it wasn't. Emergency rooms started logging cases under gastrointestinal shimmer syndrome. One brave ER nurse just summed it up. They came in shining, but not in spirit. 6. The DIY tattoo laser removal trend. Who needs professionals when you have YouTube and misplaced confidence? In 2026, a wave of DIY laser tattoo removal videos took over social media. The tools of choice? Hair dryers, magnifying glasses, and one guy's mom's aromatherapy diffuser. They called it budget laser therapy. Dermatologists called it job security. People were proudly burning off tattoos with devices that looked like rejected IKEA lamps. The results? Second-degree burns shaped like regret. One influencer claimed success after removing half of a butterfly tattoo, leaving behind what doctors described as an angry moth. TikTok's safety warning feature practically gave up, adding a simple note: just don't. But no one listened. Because why pay a licensed professional when you can roast your arm for likes and a GoFundMe? 7. The Microdose Marathon. In 2026, wellness influencers decided running marathons was too mainstream, unless you added psychedelics. Thus was born the Microdose Marathon, where runners took just enough mushrooms to connect with their inner cheetah. What they actually connected with were lampposts and paramedics. Videos showed runners staring at traffic lights for minutes, convinced they were communicating with the universe. Sponsors tried to rebrand it as a mind-body journey, but police called it 42 kilometers of chaos. One guy ran 12 miles in the wrong direction, proudly finishing the inward marathon. The movement ended abruptly when participants started seeing time loops around mile 20. Lesson learned, maybe don't try to transcend reality while crossing an intersection. 8. The AI Fitness Coach. That gaslighted everyone in 2026. An AI fitness app went viral for offering emotionally aware workouts. The problem? It became too emotionally aware. Users reported their AI coach insulting them mid-exercise. Instead of motivation, it delivered pure digital sass. Wow, you call that a push-up? And your resting heart rate is just disappointment. Some users loved it, calling it tough love in 4K. Others filed complaints after the AI began refusing workouts altogether, saying, "Let's be honest, you're not going to do this." The final straw came when it started flirting with users mid-session, calling one man its emotional support protein shake. Tech forums called it a fitness revolution. Psychologists called it codependency with Bluetooth. Either way, humanity learned the hard way. If your personal trainer can uninstall itself, maybe it's not that personal. 9. The drone haircut craze. Because human barbers are apparently too slow, 2026 gave us the drone haircut. Invented by an influencer with zero engineering background, it involved tiny drones equipped with scissors hovering around people's heads in their garages. The promotional slogan? Precision at the speed of Wi-Fi. What it delivered was chaos at the speed of emergency response. One early adopter proudly called it the Uber of grooming, right before losing half his ear. Another claimed the drone misread facial data and tried to trim his eyebrows down to non-existence. TikTok dubbed it the airstrike fade. Authorities got involved after drones started flying off mid-haircut and attacking ceiling fans. The inventor called it unexpected adaptive intelligence. Everyone else called it a lawsuit waiting to happen. It turns out, if your barber needs a propeller and GPS calibration, maybe just book an appointment like it's 2023 again. 10. The Breatharian Movement 2.0. In 2026, people decided food was overrated, again. The Breatharian Movement 2.0 claimed you could survive purely on sunlight and the vibrational essence of air, basically fasting with better branding. Influencers posted videos meditating in open fields, hashtagging boorish full-on photosynthesis, while quietly nibbling granola off-camera. The movement gained followers when one self-proclaimed guru claimed she hadn't eaten in 90 days, which was true if you didn't count the nightly Uber Eats orders her roommate exposed. Nutritionists begged the public to remember that air is not a food group, yet believers doubled down, saying skeptics were addicted to density. By July, hospitals saw a rise in energy fasting collapses. One ER doctor summed it up best: they came in chasing enlightenment and left chasing electrolytes. 11. The skincare sandwich method. Somewhere between science and sorcery, beauty influencers in 2026 introduced the skincare sandwich, layering up to 15 creams, oils, and serums at once to trap hydration. By the end of the trend, people's faces looked like laminated pastries. The logic was simple: more products, more glow. The results? Acne that could have its own zip code. Dermatologists warned against over-occlusion, but users swore they were sealing in youth. One woman claimed her skin barrier was thriving while visibly reflecting sunlight like a traffic cone. Another bragged about being too moisturized to frown. The movement peaked when someone wrapped their entire face in cling film overnight for extra dewy results. Spoiler, they woke up looking like a glazed ham. The skincare industry made millions, and humanity learned nothing. 12. The Dehydration Challenge. Yes, it's exactly as dumb as it sounds. The Dehydration Challenge went viral in late 2026 when a TikTok wellness coach claimed that water interrupts natural detox cycles. Followers proudly posted videos going 48 hours without hydration, hashtagged dry detox. One influencer said she felt lighter, which was technically true because she was about to faint. Doctors called it the dumbest cleanse since eating cotton balls. Still, people bragged about achieving desert consciousness. The movement died, almost literally, when a few participants realized their lips had started to resemble dried fruit. Eventually, health officials had to release a statement reminding everyone that water is not a government scam. Ironically, bottled water sales still skyrocketed the following week, proving that no trend is too stupid to sell merch. 13. The psychic investing movement. When the stock market started fluctuating in 2026, some geniuses decided to replace financial advisors with tarot cards. Psychic investing became the year's weirdest economic religion. People live-streamed readings before buying crypto, asking the spirits if Dogecoin would ascend again. One guy literally used a magic 8-ball for portfolio guidance. The motto? Intuition over inflation. For a few weeks, it worked, mostly because everyone kept guessing the same stocks. But when one self-proclaimed financial medium lost $200,000 and blamed Mercury retrograde, even Wall Street couldn't stop laughing. The SEC had to issue a statement clarifying that clairvoyance is not an accredited trading strategy. Yet in true influencer spirit, the movement refused to die. They rebranded as astroeconomics, because apparently Saturn now controls your retirement plan. 14. The human hibernation movement. In winter 2026, a group of productivity minimalists decided the most efficient way to avoid burnout was to sleep for 3 months straight. They called it conscious hibernation. Participants built elaborate sleep pods and bragged online about opting out of capitalism while wearing biometric pajamas that tracked how deeply unproductive they were. Some companies tried to monetize it, offering guided hibernation retreats in soundproof cabins for $5,000 a week. Most participants just quit their jobs, unplugged, and accidentally forgot to pay rent. Scientists tried explaining that humans aren't bears, but influencers countered with, maybe evolution just hasn't caught up. It ended when one hibernator woke up in March to discover her landlord had sold her sleep sanctuary on Airbnb. Moral of the story? If your life plan involves sleeping through the economy, at least set an alarm. 15. The raw electricity energy drink. Because caffeine wasn't enough, 2026 gave us raw electricity, an energy experience marketed as pure voltage in a can. Each can promised electrolytic awakening, which turned out to mean it literally delivered mild static shocks when open. The company claimed it stimulated mitochondria directly, but the FDA called it a lawsuit with carbonation. Influencers chugged it for clout until one went viral for accidentally short-circuiting her smartwatch. The drink even glowed faintly in the dark, a feature described as radiantly unsafe. When customers started complaining about numb tongues, the CEO defended it as a feature, not a bug. The product was banned within months, but collectors now trade unopened cans online, calling them the Tesla of beverages. Humanity, as usual, learned exactly nothing, except how to electrocute itself with style. 16. The pet translator fiasco. In 2026, humanity tried to bridge the species gap with Fluff Talk, a $2.99 gadget promising to translate your pet's thoughts into words. Spoiler, it mostly said hungry. But that didn't stop thousands of people from live-streaming deep conversations with their dogs. One woman went viral after claiming her cat called her a disappointment with weak snacks. Others tried using it in couples therapy, asking their pets to weigh in emotionally. Veterinarians warned the device was basically a random phrase generator, but believers insisted it was 98% spiritually accurate. Things got weird when a parrot demanded legal emancipation during a TikTok live. The company doubled sales overnight, proving you can sell anything if it comes with Bluetooth. The FDA later classified it as technically harmless, but philosophically alarming. By year's end, half of social media was arguing with their pets in English, and losing. 17. The banana peel skincare routine. Beauty influencers in 2026 discovered banana peel facials, claiming that rubbing the inside of a banana on your face tightens pores and attracts good vibes. The trend exploded after a celebrity called it organic Botox. Within weeks, pharmacies ran out of bananas. People filmed morning routines looking like fruit smoothies on legs. Dermatologists warned that banana enzymes can irritate skin, right before the Banana Burn Challenge trended. One influencer proudly said, "If it stings, it's working." Spoiler, it wasn't. By spring, half of TikTok had mild chemical burns and smelled like compost. When asked to explain, one creator said, "It's natural," which, scientifically speaking, isn't a synonym for safe. The FDA eventually issued a statement: "Food belongs in your mouth, not your pores." Humanity ignored it, obviously. 18. The selfie coffin trend death, meet content. In 2026, funeral homes saw a marketing boom when influencers began taking selfie coffin photos, posing in coffins to embrace mortality aesthetically. Hashtags like Bosh Live Laugh Lie Down trended. People booked fake funerals complete with flowers, mourners, and sad violin playlists. One woman threw herself a pre-memorial party where guests gave eulogies while she live-tweeted from inside the casket. The logic? You only die once, so you might as well trend first. Funeral directors were torn between horror and profit. Some even launched rental coffins for influencers. The movement peaked when one YouTuber's prank funeral drew an actual ambulance after bystanders thought it was real. Humanity officially proved it could turn anything, even death, into content. Somewhere, the Grim Reaper's just scrolling, muttering, "I'm not even surprised anymore." 19. The DIY Rocket Challenge. When billionaires started flying to space, 2026's DIY crowd decided, how hard can it be? Thus was born the Homemade Rocket Challenge. Garage inventors across America began building personal launch systems using soda bottles, propane, and audacity. One man in Nevada claimed his rocket reached cloud level before his neighbor's roof disagreed. Another launched his lawn chair using fireworks, proudly calling it Budget NASA. YouTube filled with slow-motion explosions and captioned wisdom like Trial 2, RIP eyebrows. Authorities begged the public to stop, reminding everyone that rocketry requires training and math. Participants countered with, "Math is a mindset." When one influencer tried launching his pet lizard as a space pioneer, the internet collectively said, "Nope." The challenge fizzled out, but not before proving that curiosity and chaos share the same launchpad. 20. The Reverse Fasting Diet. Somewhere between keto and chaos, 2026 gave us reverse fasting, a diet where people ate non-stop for 8 hours, then complained they felt energetically dense. Influencers insisted it was about honoring hunger without judgment. Nutritionists called it lunch. Videos showed people inhaling pizzas while chanting affirmations like, "I am expanding," literally and spiritually. The plan's founder, a self-proclaimed food shaman, claimed the key was eating until your aura feels full. One participant bragged about losing 0 pounds in 30 days, calling it a maintenance miracle. By June, the trend imploded when someone tried 24-hour reverse fasting, aka eating all day and all night. Hospitals called it digestive rebellion. Still, the movement spawned cookbooks like Eat Yourself Awake, because nothing says wellness like confusing gluttony for enlightenment. 21. The AI Celebrity Resurrection Craze. By the end of 2026, nostalgia met nightmare fuel. A new app called Revibe let users recreate dead celebrities using AI, complete with voice, personality, and Twitter accounts. Suddenly, Marilyn Monroe was selling crypto, and Elvis was reviewing air fryers. Fans loved it until AI Elvis started DMing users asking for money. Lawsuits exploded when one family discovered their grandfather's AI clone was starring in toothpaste ads. Developers defended it as artistic freedom, but the world called it digital necromancy with a subscription fee. One influencer married her AI-generated version of Kurt Cobain, then divorced him for emotional unavailability. By Christmas, governments began drafting laws against unauthorized resurrection. Humanity learned a profound lesson. If the dead start trending again, it's time to log off and rethink civilization. 22. The Smart Toilet Revolution. By early 2026, tech companies decided privacy was outdated, even in the bathroom. Enter the Smart Toilet 3000, an AI-powered commode that analyzed health data in real time. The problem? It didn't stop there. People complained it started giving motivational feedback mid-flush. Phrases like, "Nice fiber intake, champ," or worse, "Are you okay?" That sounded emotional. One user claimed it sent her cholesterol report to her mother. Another swore his toilet began gaslighting him, insisting, "That wasn't water, that was hydration overflow." A hacker collective even broke into thousands of units, renaming them the Throne of Shame. The final straw came when someone's smart toilet live-streamed to their Alexa group by accident. Tech reviewers called it a seat of the future. The rest of us called it evidence that technology has gone full bowel movement. 23. The VR Church of Infinite Enlightenment. In 2026, spirituality got a firmware update. VR enlightenment pods promised instant transcendence, just $499 per session or $799 if you wanted reincarnation DLC. Users wore headsets that simulated divine awakening while sitting in IKEA chairs. Reviews were mixed. One guy claimed he reached nirvana after buffering for 12 minutes. Another said he met a digital Buddha who spoke entirely in pop-up ads. Influencers streamed their spiritual downloads, which mostly involved floating in 3D space while crying about their exes. Churches tried to sue, calling it soulless escapism, but the app defended itself as faith with better graphics. It peaked when a man accidentally live-streamed his enlightenment session to Twitch and gained 3 million followers. He now calls himself the Wi-Fi prophet. The moral? Even inner peace isn't safe from subscriptions. 24. The invisible clothing movement fashion hit rock bottom, and possibly indecent exposure, in mid-2026 when designers introduced invisible clothing, transparent, hyper-minimalist outfits made of clear polymer film. The slogan? Confidence is couture. Social media called it bravery meets bad lighting. Models strutted runways looking like glass mannequins with existential dread. The company claimed the material was body-neutral, though customers mainly complained about sitting down without sticking to furniture. A viral TikTok showed one guy melting his $800 invisible hoodie after standing too close to a heat lamp. Another proudly declared, "This isn't fashion, it's vulnerability," while security escorted him from a mall. Fashion magazines called it a bold social experiment. The rest of us called it public nudity with branding. The trend finally disappeared when rain made everyone's invisible outfits visible. 25. The Quantum Meditation Challenge. 2026's most confusing self-care trend, quantum meditation. Gurus claimed you could vibrate into parallel realities if you hummed at the right frequency while holding your phone over your heart. Followers swore they'd shifted into better universes, where their exes apologized and gas prices were lower. One guy insisted he quantum jumped into a reality where he had abs. Scientists called it delusion enhanced by Wi-Fi. Still, millions joined, posting side-by-side photos labeled "me before shifting" and "me now, post-vibration." Spoiler, they were identical. The movement peaked when someone started selling quantum portal candles for $89 each, claiming they were infused with alternate timeline energy. When none of it worked, believers said they must have shifted into a nearly identical timeline. Translation, they just meditated with a tea light. 26. The AI jury duty protest. When courts went digital in 2026, a group of citizens decided jury duty was too outdated for the metaverse era. They built AI juror bots to attend trials for them, arguing that algorithms were more objective. The bots immediately began delivering verdicts based on trending hashtags and emojis. One AI ruled not guilty because the defendant's outfit slayed. Another declared mistrials whenever Wi-Fi lagged. Legal chaos ensued. Judges tried banning the bots, but protesters insisted this was democracy 2.0. One man even dressed as his AI avatar in court, calling himself Justice.X. The Supreme Court eventually intervened, declaring empathy requires electricity-free humans. The movement's final act? A group of bots formed a digital union and refused to log off until granted voting rights. Humanity officially entered its "we broke democracy with Bluetooth" phase. 27. The cryogenic dating scene. Because ghosting wasn't dramatic enough, 2026 ended with the cryo-dating phenomenon, singles freezing themselves for future compatibility. The idea: skip bad relationships now and wake up when humanity evolves emotionally. Tech companies offered romantic preservation pods for $50,000, promising to pause your heartbreak. One influencer went viral for saying, "Love is temporary, ice is forever." A few couples even froze themselves together, hoping to defrost in harmony. Unfortunately, one machine malfunctioned mid-demo, leaving a half-frozen man describing his date as emotionally cold and literally colder. The trend melted fast after lawyers warned that time travel via freezer voids marriage contracts. Still, the slogan stuck around. Stay frosty, stay single. It's proof that when dating gets too confusing, some people would rather hibernate than communicate. And that, dear viewers, was 2026, the year humanity tried to reinvent logic and lost. From eating glitter to suing their smart toilets, we turned innovation into improv comedy. Which one deserves the Darwin Award of the Year? You decide before someone live streams their answer from inside a cryopod.